ready for this one, Lori. I'm going to come by, I'm going to yank full elevator. And you can see it doesn't actually drop a wing when you full elevator yank this. That's full elevator deflection. It'll just kind of mush around it. Pilots, welcome back to Motion RC. I'm your product specialist, Wesley, and today we have the 64mm version 2 F-16 out here at the field. We're going to give this a rip and flight, and we'll kind of show you some of the changes that were done to the model after this flight. But without further ado, let's get it over to the field. All right, we are taxied out. Now this runway is very rough, so we're going to try and get up and off as fast as we can, but with that new power system, you're going to see this thing will jump off the ground very quickly. Here we go, taking off. And up and out. And it is a high alpha machine. The old one was too, but now you have that separate elevator if you would like to use it. I need a couple clicks of trim. Gonna do that real quick. Keep it up high for just a second, get the model trimmed out. Feeling good now. Let's bring it down and have some fun. The cool thing about an F-16 is they don't stall like a normal airplane. They won't wing over on you. So if you really rip this thing around, it's not going to stall out on you. Pull that nose up. And it even flies better with the gear off. This is gear on flight, of course. But you can remove them and hand launch it if you'd like. But just to show you that F-16 part I was talking about here, get ready for this one, Lori. I'm going to come by, I'm going to yank full elevator. And you can see it doesn't actually drop a wing when you full elevator yank this. That's full elevator deflection. It'll just kind of mush around it. Same thing if you're going into high alpha, you can just hold it full up, drive it around using your rudder, and it will take it no problem. Get a fast pass with that new power system. So this is a more powerful outrunner power system that's in the new version 2 F-16. Smokes. Beautiful day out here in Central Florida. Really no wind to speak of. No gyro in the model, although if you want one, you are more than welcome to add a hobby eagle or one of our other options. I could just have a ball with this little guy all day. Little glide pass. Get back into that high alpha. You're looking for a jet to practice high alpha with that's not going to break the bank. If you have an accident, this is a great one. Get it established. And it has plenty of punch, so we're going slow, full punch, and we can get out of dodge. No issue. Like I said, this is just such a fun airplane to bang the sticks around with. Straight vertical. Pull it over at the top. Just rip this thing around. And it just doesn't stall out on you. That's the fun part. Fly a little longer approach. Power off, pulling that elevator up. Getting the nose up for that sink rate. What a fun machine. And it does fly good inverted too, I guess. Let me push it over. Whew, I almost went too low there. That was my bad. That would have got exciting.
Wasn't ready for that.
I gotta try that again. That was a oops. Hey, I'm still human, guys.
Pilot error.
Pilot error. Let's try one more inverted pass. So let's get it down, flip it over. There you go. That's a little better pass. So that's my 3.5 minute timer going off. Let's bring this in. Let's hope we don't hit any of the huge bumps in the runway when we land it this time. I do also have thrust reverse, so I'm going to try and use it here for our bumpy runway. Try and get it stopped a little faster. I think I'm going to go by a little fast here. Let's go again. Let's go around again. We still got gas in the tank. fly a little bit longer approach this time, get it slower. I want this crawling in. All right, start our flare, add the power back in, get that nose up. And thrust reverse. Stop it on a dime. All right, let's taxi this back. Let's get it over here and show you around the version 2 F-16. All right, pilots, so that was the version 2 F-16. I've had a lot of fun with this airplane, kind of getting it thrown around. I had the original one. I actually really enjoyed that too, but I can tell that in a really big pull of the elevator now, it doesn't have the washout that it did on the version 1, which really helped that. If you can see right here on the bottom, the big change on this one is they added 2 servos into the tail instead of having them linked all together into one. So you no longer need to do that elevon mix. You just have standard ailerons and standard elevators. For customers that want to, there is a Y harness inside of the model to where you can separate them and do flaperons if you choose to. As far as CG goes, if you've had the version 1, you used to be able to push the battery a lot further back in the version 1. On the version 2, it has to go quite a bit further forward. As you can see, I have mine right there inside the battery bay on this 2200 4S pack. And that is because you have those servos and Y extensions going into the tail. It put a little more tail weight into it, so you just have to shift that battery forward a little bit. I also recommend moving the little tray. There's 4 screws, and you can see you can move it up and down. I moved mine up 1 position. It just seemed to be that the battery would fit a little better there at that point. As always, it does still have the removable landing gear. It's simple as just popping them off, like you see. And then there is a 2mm Allen key up inside of the scoop to remove the nose wheel off of the airplane for the guys that want to hand launch it. And I have hand launched the original version a whole lot, and it's a lot of fun. And a lot of guys wonder when you're belly landing it if the ventral fins get knocked off. No, they don't. I've belly landed my original version 1 a whole bunch with these, and they don't break off. They are just wood. If you did ever damage them, you could just cut them out of a new piece of balsa and put them on there. The one thing I would recommend if you're flying it with the landing gear off and you're hand launching it, the pitot tube just slides out. I would fly it without the pitot tube for hand launches because it kind of digs in whenever it belly lands, and it breaks this off almost every time. So I would remove that if you're flying without the landing gear. Thrust reverse is super easy. We have a video on how to do that if you're curious, but all you do is plug in your thrust reversing lead to an open channel. In my case, I put it into the gear position switch, and then I put it on a momentary switch. So for customers that fly Spectrum, it'd be your I button. For Futaba, it's the one over here on the side. I think it's SH, but a momentary switch. That way, if you flip it and you don't mean to, as soon as you let go, it goes back into normal mode of full power the right direction. If you have it on a 2-position switch and you accidentally hit that in flight, it can get a little exciting if all of a sudden you go to full reverse thrust and you can't figure out what you did. Anyway, that is the version 2 F-16. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you check it out. Don't forget, you can go talk about all your customized and repainted models over on our Motion RC Facebook customer community. Guys are hanging out in there all the time. And as always, whether it's land, sea, or air, Motion RC has what you want. See you in the next video, guys. Bye.